Hey my friends, welcome back to a new video. Today we'll be talking about how to stop feeling lazy and become more productive, become more creative, become more passionate, whatever you actually want to experience. How are you doing, my friends? How are we doing? So, my friends, yesterday we were talking about the present energy, which is kind of more intense, and we feel like there's something we need to do, right? There's something we need to do, and often when it comes to doing, sometimes people say like, I feel kind of depressed right now. I feel kind of stuck right now. I feel like I'm working so long on something, but nothing is moving forward. And those are great topics to talk about because we don't think about how many possible solutions there are for our daily challenges. Like, if we just do some research, there are so many potential solutions, and I want to share what helped me on my journey. And when I was younger, I was listening many motivational speeches. I was listening many different people who are teaching different methods to increase your productivity, to increase the level of motivation, to feel inspired for living. But the thing is that often those methods don't work because you have a different type of a character, you have a different type of brain, and same things just don't work for you. So what I've noticed is that I need to discover how I'm functioning, what drives me, what is my inspiration, how my mind is functioning. I have a really creative mind, and for me it's really easy to think about different possible ideas and products and inspirations and visions for the future and visions for my art, and it's just something that is really easy. But because of that kind of a mind that can easily lose myself in dreaming and visualizing and getting together ideas for my work, for my business, for this YouTube channel and so on, it's easy for me to be kind of disconnected from life. And if you find yourself like resonating with this kind of a mind, it will be hard for you to find methods that work because there's not many methods. Like when I was doing researches for myself when I was younger, I couldn't find anything. Like many people are just talking about motivation and, you know, structuring the day certain way. But if you're like a creative person that find yourself hard to be grounded and structured because it feels robotic, you don't know why is that, and you may think there's something wrong with you, like why it's so hard to succeed at anything, or what about that you're jumping from one thing to another constantly and then you experience no results. If your brain works like that, it's not a curse. Like there's nothing wrong with you. You just need to understand, okay, my brain works more impulsively. I'm jumping from one thing to another. It's actually according to neuroscience, it's called impulsive brain type. It doesn't mean that you're defined by that name, but it just means that that's how your mind will be functioning until you train yourself to focus on something for a longer period of time. But you need to add certain meaning to that thing, like why you want to stay consistent to something. But once we start understanding how we're functioning, it will be much easier to recognize, okay, that's why I feel lazy, that's why nothing is moving forward in my life, that's why it's so hard to create any kind of wanting results, right? It's all about self-knowledge. Some people will say to you, stop constantly studying things and actually do the work. But the thing is, if we feel we need to study because we don't understand ourselves, we need to study until we gain a better knowledge about how we are functioning. So we expand our vocabulary around how we are able to explain how we are functioning. So we can define, okay, this is who I am right now, and this is the version of myself I want to become, I aim towards becoming, right? That's why knowledge is so important. But self-awareness is the most important. So we know why we're studying something, why we're working on something. So if you feel like lazy all the time, it's because of lack of direction. But it's not just lack of direction, it's lack of the right nutrition, it's lack of the right mindset, and it's lack of the right tools that can help you to ground your overthinking mind. And we can talk about everything. There's so much to talk about. So firstly, the lack of direction. What's this? It means that we don't have certain goals, like something we're aiming towards. We don't have certain direction in which we want to go. Why we don't have a certain direction? Because we don't take time to reflect on how our life is going and what is important to us. And we haven't set our priorities right. And we haven't think about what we actually want to do with our lives. And we may say, well, I don't have any dream, I don't have any desire. If you're like that, well, there must be something. Somewhere in the past there was something. And you were dreaming about creating or achieving something, and it didn't work because you were jumping from one thing to another, and to another, and that's why you haven't achieved anything, and that's why you've stopped believing that any kind of success, any kind of accomplishment is just not possible for you. If you're like that, if this is resonating with you, it's because you never stayed focused on one path until you would reach the final destination. For that, certain physical workouts can be really, really helpful because we start training ourselves. Like, for example, today I just came from my road bike. And when I go on my road bike, sometimes I set a challenge. Like today I will make 100 kilometers or 80 kilometers, for example. And all these fears come up. What if I will feel tired in the middle? What if the climbs will be too hard or something like that? But I say, well, I say that challenge and I will make it happen. And it helps me to train myself to reach, to get to that wanting destination. And the thing is that every time we achieve certain goals like that, we recognize that how much more capable we are. And we notice one of the most important realizations I got during that process of achieving certain goals is that I've recognized that it's never a good time to react to our present situation before we move our bodies. And that's what most people do, right? We wake up in the morning and we react to how our life is going. But if we decide, for example, to wake up and to move our bodies, to do a workout, to go outside for a run, to do some yoga, to allow your body to to increase the blood flow, to allow to yourself so you can sweat a little bit, right? So more blood and oxygen can enter into your brain. It will raise your level of dopamine and serotonin, and suddenly you will feel more alert, you will feel more focused, you will feel happier, you will feel more excited, more joyful. And after that, start reacting to your life. You will notice you're thinking completely differently. That's the power of movement of your body. Body is an animal and it needs movement. Doesn't matter what kind of movement is possible for you. Do something that is hard. Do something that is hard. And the reward will be a mental clarity. The reward will be that you will not feel lazy anymore. You will actually feel productive. You will actually feel like you want to make something out of your life. And that is really powerful. That's something that most people never figure out because most people were never really passionate about a certain sport. But if you've been passionate about a certain sport as a kid, you understand that process. Athletes often understand that process. That's why many athletes later become really successful in business or in spirituality or in any kind of a movement or field. But if you were never into it, then it's just something you need to wire into your brain. And I'm just sharing from my experiences because I'm coming from extreme sports. For more than 12 years, I was really passionate about that sport. I was doing it every single day, and it taught me about the power of discipline. It taught me about that effect that happens after a good workout. You just feel much better, you feel more productive, and if we truly design our lives on that peak state, like after a long walk in nature, after your run, after a good workout, after a yoga practice, or whatever resonates with you, your goals will be different. They will be higher, they will be bigger, they will be more maybe realistic or more powerful, or whatever it is. You will see, you will look on life differently. You will not look on life through that mental clutter, but actually through that process of moving your body, you will declutter your mind. And that's something truly, truly powerful. So stop just saying what will you do or what would you do, but actually start doing it. And when it feels like it just doesn't feel right, it means that your body is lacking movement. Why? Because it's lacking oxygen, it's lacking blood flow. And neuroscientists are saying, when brain is lacking oxygen and blood flow, people tend to be more depressed, people tend to be more sad, people tend to be more negative about life, and that is so powerful. When our prefrontal neurocortex is lacking blood flow and oxygen, people become more depressed, right? The level of dopamine and serotonin is much lower. It's below its required state to be kinda happy about life. And that's why so many people is sad. And what's the cause of it? Well, the nutrition, the lack of movement, the lack of mental clarity that can happen through physical movement, but also meditation, right? So we need to think about all of that. That's why often I talk about journaling as well. When we're writing our thoughts down, we are clearing our minds, right? We are clearing our minds. So it depends of what's your situation. Maybe you're already working on some goals, but you're not seeing any results. Well, we can also talk about that, because when we're working on something but not seeing results, don't just quit. Don't just quit. The only failure in life is when you quit, right? But see, how could you improve your work? Because life is all about growth, right? That's the wisdom of life. It's all about growth. When you stop growing, you start dying. And most people quit because they see no results. But sometimes results are just on the other side of the next step. And we quit just before we would get them, because we are so focused on the results that we forget that it's actually about the journey, right? I remember when I've started building this YouTube channel, for example. For years, there was almost no views. I had a completely different idea. I was posting some sounds of nature. I was making some meditation music, because I've seen somewhere on YouTube that that's how you can grow your channel. But it didn't work, because it was not my calling, right? But just because I was trying all these different things and failing at making this different videos, at some point, I remember one day I was laying in my bed meditating, and that idea came to me: connect your art with messages. And it happened because I was already doing on building this YouTube channel and nothing worked. So I was kind of searching solutions. So my intention was to find a new solution, and I had no idea when that idea will find me, and it found me in meditation. And I tried it, and I've started combining this kind of videos, and eventually this channel started growing. And now we are here. I said I will make one video a day, right, until today. And I had so many huge falls on this channel. Like 2 times I thought I will lose it. One time it was in 2019, I think, or 2020, when I've received some copyrights because I was using some speeches of some teachers, and some agencies started complaining, and you receive those badges, and I thought I will lose this channel, but it went through. It went through, and I needed to delete some videos, and because I've deleted some videos, I've completely destroyed the algorithm, and then everything started falling. And then I've started posting just videos of myself, and then of course nobody knew me back at that time. Also, all the subscribers wanted to see the old videos, and I couldn't post them anymore, so I've started posting myself, and there was no growth again for almost 1 year. No growth. But I said, well, I will keep up, I will do one video a day. And then one video went viral, and sometime later another video went viral, and now we are here, right? It's constant growth. But the reason that I can share this video today is because of all those failures and all that process. I've learned to find methods that work for me, that work for how I'm functioning, how uniquely I'm functioning, right? And then creativity is ability to look beyond the present order, right? We may say, well, nothing works in my favor. Like, life is just against me. This universe is just against me. And let's say that's the universal order. And then creativity means to look beyond that order and see the possibility. And possibility is something you imagine, right? It's something you make up in your mind's eye. You make up a goal, you make up a dream, you make up a vision that will excite you but scare you at the same time. I was scared talking in front of the camera, like what people will say about me, what my friends will say about me, and so on, because I was not used to it. And then you get used to it because you start doing it, right? That's the law of confidence. What's the law of confidence? The confidence grows when you're willing to be without it, and eventually you will build it, right? It's actually the law of growth, because muscles grow that way. Everything grow that way, right? The tree is growing because something or somebody planted it. But firstly, in order for the trunk to grow, it needs some roots, right? So it needs to grow its roots, and when we are growing our roots, it's usually the inner work, the inner strength, the inner confidence. Nobody will see the results, but we are planting something, we are growing something, we are nurturing something. Because we need it in order to make certain possible results. But eventually results will start showing up, and they will start showing up really fast once they start showing up. But if you're the kind of a person that's jumping from one thing to another, you need to train yourself to get to a certain wanting finished destination. Just to finish what you've started. That's something you need to train yourself. You can study a million different things if you want. You can do many different things if you want, because your brain works that way. So it means that you can become good at so many different things. But when it comes to your goals, when it comes to your personal life, finish what you've started. That's just something you need to train yourself. That's what will help you to become more productive and to stop being lazy. Most people are lazy because at some point in their past they said they will change their diet and they quit it. They will start working out and they quit it. They will do something, whatever, and they quit it. And they quit it when it became unpleasant. And it became unpleasant because once we start doing something new, we start going against our old program, against our old personality. And in order to create a new pattern means that we are in the process of designing new patterns, taking new actions, and building new habits was never easy. Of course, we can think ourselves into believing that changing habits is easy, like visualizing yourself working out and building or shaping or forming your identity around the idea that you love working out or whatever it is. So eventually you notice that the point is that you let go of the idea that you don't like working out or that you don't like doing that. But at some point you will realize that it's all the play of the chemistry in your body. Like when your dopamine and serotonin are higher, you will feel more motivated, you will feel more excited, you will feel more creative, you will feel more passionate. And when they are lower, you will feel more depressed, you will feel more sad, you will feel like nothing works in your favor. And the question then becomes, what's your job here to raise this chemistry and when to rest so it can balance itself, right? And that's the work of an alchemist, right? And that's where we notice what to study. Like, for example, we have a great work of Dr. Daniel Amen, a neuroscientist, a psychiatrist, who's studying human brain and noticing those different types of the brain and then helping people what kind of nutrition that type of the brain needs, what kind of vitamins, minerals the type of the brain needs. And he noticed that if we just add up some great quality of vitamins, minerals, some omega-3 fat, some vitamin D, some probiotics, prebiotics, that level of dopamine and serotonin will eventually balance itself, and people usually become a bit happier, a bit more driven, more motivated. So there's many different studies, and we just need to know what to look up for, what to check in, right? What to read about. And I want to encourage you, do your own research. But more than anything, I want to encourage you to look up for solutions, because there are so many options for you. So many options. We're kind of led to believe that nothing can help us. Like, we are kind of, a broken society. And usually health industry will not help you much with that. Your school teachers will not help you much with that. Maybe your parents will not help you much with that, because people don't know what to do. But I just want to tell you that there's so much you need to know. And you need to make your own research. You need to make your own research. You need to look at yourself as a work in progress. A work in progress. That's what you are, right? So stop just saying what will you do or what would you do, and actually make a plan. Make a plan. Cut out distractions, because they are not helping you, right? Distractions are not helping you to get to where you want to be. And make sure that you're measuring the journey, that you're reflecting, like maybe every single day at the end of the day, or maybe once a week, or at least once a month, you're measuring how you're doing. If you're measuring how you're doing, you will notice the progress, and that's what will again awaken you to see that actually things are moving forward. And that is something worth celebrating, right? So my friends, I celebrate you because I see you're trying, and that is already admirable. So tap yourself on the shoulders because you're trying, and keep up trying, keep up doing, keep up becoming, right? Keep up mastering that thing, whatever it is. And keep looking for options to improve your work, because that's how you're forming yourself, right? Keep up with that. And I will leave you here. I hope you found something valuable today. I'm sending you lots of love, blessings, and power. Till next time, thanks to all of you for supporting my art in my Etsy shop. I draw my passion. You're all truly appreciated. Till next time, one love.